Hello and welcome to Jordan's Journey Journal. My name is Jordan. Today's journal entry is about the future of what I want to write. It's about a book and it's about something that I need to do. I need to contact a good friend that I made in rehab, but we'll get to that. All right, without further ado, this journal entry's date is 10/13/2020. The recording date is 10/13/2020, and the posting date is, as always, to be determined. Make sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment, say your boy's crazy, he loves that shit. Donate to the Patreon. I can really use the dimes, my nicks. So, yeah, without further ado, let's go to the journal written by Yo Dude. I want to write a book with poems about my dreams and aspirations in life, because in some ways I feel like it's just the only way to settle my mind. At age 18, my mom gave me my favorite book that I always happened to misplace. It's called The Alchemist, and to be honest, I'm glad when I was reading it, I didn't race to complete it. I'm glad of the seeds within it. I'm happy to see myself growing to be on the same journey as the boy. I'm happy that I see those two stones as honestly more than toys. A guide in life, though, would really be nice, preferably one who can command the elements like how I command the keys when I write. A teacher, a trainer, someone who sees potential inside of me, someone who sees something that I personally cannot see, blossoming. But when I look back on life, I don't need a man with a black cap, a staff, and a falcon that soars to great heights. I have had many teachers and travels in these 24 years of life. I've had many instructors who mean a lot more. A man who has figured it out, all behind closed doors, I don't need in store. I'm trying to become the alchemist in my own life, turning the lead of the pencil into gold as I write, finding the elixir of life in the cup of coffee that my mom brews us in the morn, trying to find the love of my life in the oasis with a sun that is scorned, because she shines more brightly than it, and is okay with me leaving on my quest. As I look back on these 24 years of life, I have many stories to tell and to write. To think I was once just a simple sheep farmer who learned how to become the wind, who evaded death more times than you can count on one hand. The boy who had made it to the pyramids, only to get beaten within an inch, just to find out that the treasure and the journey was back where he laid his head. I hope to write a book one day. A book of poems to help those who are on their own journey. A book that simply says to keep your head up and allow God and the omens to guide your path home, homie. A book like The Alchemist. My favorite book at that. Thanks, Mom, for the gift. Sorry I had to give it away. And maybe never get it back. Next paragraph. I want to write a book. It's my ultimate goal. Music will make me happy, and I can see how I already kind of have a natural knack for it. Art comes to me as fluidly as ink flows out of my pen. But creating a story to the degree of my favorite book by Paulo Coelho, is my highest aspiration. I would like it to be a story about love, of course, because honestly, to me, it must be. I can most likely do a book of poems and maybe compile all of these journal entries into one. And I'm not asking for an epic, but just something that most souls can resonate with. A story of hardship and overcoming your struggles. Maybe a story about a hero, or maybe a villain who becomes one. Or maybe just a dog and a frog that exist an adventure. Who knows? But it is my ultimate goal before I retire to Japan, become a fisherman that doesn't use a hook. A man not worried about time, money, or vacations taken or took. A true retirement of a great life. Let's shoot for a book whenever I get to talking with my good friend Jade, who I met at rehab. I know they will treat it like Captain Ahab. The title of it is going to be The Arurian's Lament. It would be a gift if they can write it for me, while the space samurai just plays his shamisen. And now a quick poem by Jay. Who wrote them? I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee and it's some good stuff. Nice and cold. Rest easy, young space samurai. I know that you have many aspirations in this life. I cannot guarantee that they will all come true. But just remember what I have always told you. The universe, its only gift is that of surprise. The gift God gave us was love, samurai. The gift that you can give can be anything under the sun, even just writing a letter to someone. Oof. Whoa! It's grisly. Okay, I'm sorry. I get in my own head a little bit, and I'm like, I like that one a lot. All right, guys, time for the recorded segment. Recording. Double clap. Hello, as per usual. I tell my really good friend Kimba this all the time. Deep breath. Whenever, there's an episode of Scrubs where JD was panicking. I think there was something going on. I loosely remember it, but the one thing I got from it was, I think it was Elliot, I believe that's her name, said, I think it's Elliot. No, Turk's the other dude. It's Elliot. Said, just take a deep breath and everything will slow down. It's nice, it's calming, it's relaxing. Too much in this life, we race and we try to be at first, and we try to be the first, and we try to be the next Supreme, or we try to be the next Nike, or try to invent the next great technology, where I'm like, Chief, I am just kicking back, chilling, as my friend Sarah says, and I will quote, I am moisturized and in my lane. Like, that's all I'm trying to do. Just stay moisturized and stay in my lane. God damn. I'm gonna do a little doodle too, because I'm just kind of feeling it right now. But yeah, I would, it is honestly, and I say I have a whole lot, sorry if the mic's being weird, I just have to get my pen, but I have a lot of aspirations in this life. I have a lot of things that I want to do. I want to play the guitar. I want to learn how to DJ and scratch for Jay Dilla and Nuja Best. I want to learn how to do all of these certain things. I want to learn how to be a better artist, but most importantly, the biggest impact that I want to have in this world is I would like to write a book. And even me saying I would like my friend Jade, who I met in rehab, once again, fantastic person, by the way, really humble soul, really wholesome soul, just wants to be a writer. And I'm like, you got the skills for it, my dude. I told them a story about, it was my story, the Arurian's Lament. It's a story about love, and if I remember it correctly, it's about a samurai that is cursed, and every time he has a shamisen, and every time he plays the shamisen, stuff happens. Jade remembers it better, I think. I don't want to ruin it, but he has a shamisen and a very dark secret, and it's kind of a personal story. It's a story about me, you know. It's a story about Jordan in life. You know, I'm haunted by a demon and demons. I have mental disorders up the wazoo. My body is fucked up in 50 different million ways. But I'm still here, vibing, moisturized, and in my lane. And it's the story of the Alchemist. It's the story of trials. Santiago is the name of the dude, the boy, the main character. He could have just stayed a humble sheep farmer, I believe, like his father wanted. You know, he could have just stayed in the fields and just explored them and, you know, did that. But I forget what was the thing that set him off. I think it was the dream that he had. And sorry to spoil it, but it's not an old book, but you should definitely read it. And this is my very, hopefully, brief synopsis that is accurate. That is hopefully accurate. Yeah, I don't know what sets him off. He has a dream about the pyramids and about a treasure there, and I think he decides to go. And the entire thing is a thing that really guided me. You know, my therapist gave me Be Here Now and Ram Dass, and my mother gave me The Alchemist. And both of those books are my favorite books. The Alchemist taking the first spot. And the most important thing about it is trust the signs, trust the omens, trust the universe, and you will own it. You will own yourself. You will own your life. You'll be the motherfucker who can ride a two-wheeled trike. You can be the dude who can conquer the world. You can become the wind, whatever that means. But the shamans are the ones who get the girl. What does that mean? The people who actually complete the quest. The people who don't stop when it gets hard, just try your best. At every single point in time, days are rough, life is even tougher. Just remember, man, it's nothing but muffin. What does that mean? It means the muffin top. Everybody just eats that. But there's so much more food underneath, and you can give it back. Or you can choose to consume the whole thing. The entire journey, whether it's blueberry or chocolate, my guy. Or plain, or whatever you want to eat. I don't know you, Fry. But that's a very weird, long-winded segment to say this. Your journey is yours. Your journey is your friend. God, if you believe in him, if not, just look at the sun. That dude is rooting for you. He's like, I gave you life, now go fuck someone. Like, you know, it's funny. Sorry, I haven't really eaten today. Or I haven't eaten enough, which I have to. I'm getting very skinny and it's getting scary, and I'm like, I have to get myself and my life on a better track. I have to adhere my health and my mental health first. I feel like I'm putting friends first a lot. I feel like I'm putting relationships first. I feel like I'm not putting myself first. And this is a part of that. And I don't want this to become all-consuming. You know, I have to get on a very strict schedule. That was what I was originally going to write about, but then I just heard this song by Envoy Messenger Beats. It's just Envoy Beats on SoundCloud and on Instagram, I believe. He's a really cool guy, really dope dude. Let's get him an MPC or something to play so we can continue making beats for me and you. But that's beside the point. Shameless plug. Moving on. Let's see what the spirits have to say, bud. Jordan, I'm just waking up and this is a blessed gift. That's my love. That's, what was her name? Oh my God. Fatima in the book. The Santiago meets a girl and her name is Fatima, and they fall madly in love in an oasis. And he has to come to a decision where he's like, again, sorry to spoil it, but it's a really good book. You could read it once, read it twice. I'm giving a very brief synopsis. He has vision, or the Alchemist tells him, or he figures out somehow he can either stay in the oasis, become very high up, very high ranking chief, very high ranking whatever, you know, like the shaman, the fortune teller, the dude that people go to for advice, or just like visions or whatever, in the tribe, and he can stay there, but eventually the visions will lead him, because he never completed his quest, to go to the pyramids and find his treasure. Or he can leave the love of his life, leave the safety of the pyramids, and travel with the alchemist to complete his journey. Remember, it's always important to have patience, listen to the universe around you, take a second, take a deep breath, and complete the journey. Because even if the treasure is back home where you rest your head, even if you got beat to a pulp by 3 thugs instead, even if you digged all night for the treasure, just remember. What's next? Yeah, that was beautifully said, but I am very tired. Yeah, I can talk to the love of my life just by drawing. It's fucking amazing. It's really cool. And you can do it too. It's kind of hard. Maybe you have to be a little bit like I don't like getting tattoos. They don't feel good. I have one right here and one right here, and they did not feel good. But if I were to ever get to the point to be like, just like, not tattoo crazy, but like, all right, let's really ace out Jordan right now. You know, Jordan is set in life. He's doing his own thing, and now he just wants to become the physical representation of everything that he thinks he represents. There's a character in Soul Eater called Stein, Professor Stein, and he has a giant screw through his head like this. And when he's thinking, he does this. And I'm like, that's me. I love that shit. So I would shave my head and get like just not like a but like a little screw like right there, just to say that like he's a little bit nuts. You know, maybe you do have to be a little bit crazy, but if not, I could do it for you. I did it to my friend Kimba last night. You know what I normally do, and this is a thing that I can do with anybody. It's like tarot, you know. It's a form of tarot actually. I write on your arm, and I can talk to the spirits, the universe, God, Zemwa, whatever you want to say. And they can communicate with you, they can give you advice through me. Again, it's a form of channeling, it's nice. You know, people believe in a whole lot of wacky shit. People will pay for a whole lot of wacky shit. but I have to believe that I have been given this gift to read omens, signs, and everything for a damn fine reason. You know, moving on to the next one. Just 2 lines. I don't know. Okay, that's enough, dear. It is true. I've been going for about 15 minutes. So I'm going to do the last one. She said something very sensual and sexy, and I was like, I will omit that. That is for me and me alone. And yes, I agree. So yes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, time for the sign off. I hope you have enjoyed. I hope you like your boy. Again, leave a comment, subscribe, donate. I need to buy a van, pay for gas. I want to do this shit on the road. Just because I haven't reached the pyramids yet does not mean that I can't. I want to not visit, but I have a lot of ideas about things we can do to collectively come together. The world nowadays is so divided, so far apart. It's literally breaking at the seams. The nuclear clock is nearing midnight, and all it needs is a little bit more love, man. And I'm just trying to be your radio station host. I'm just trying to be your oasis in the desert that is life. I just want to let you know that at the end of the day, whether I write, it will be alright. Alright, time for the sign off. Gracias y adios. What does that mean? With God. To God, actually, but with God. Zemwa. I'll catch you guys later. Space samurais and space cowboys alike, I will catch you on the next motherfucking hike. Check out Jordan and his sick-ass motorcycle, also known as a bike. And my wife just said, like, don't get a bike. And I'm like, that's a conversation for a later time. My friend Kevin just said, we are toad sages. And I'm like, yeah, we are toad sages. My background is going to be the background of the previous segment. It's my little man. It's my toady boy. That's me. You know, that's who Jordan becomes in, like, the end of the day. Just, if you can imagine that image, because people are going to be like, he has all of these things, and he's evil, he's this, he's that, he's a black man in America, and he's crazy. It's like, no, I'm just, hold on, let me actually, like, Jesus. What's he doing? He's holding the bottle like this, and a cup, and it's just like that. That's just me. I already have the kimono, it's fucking sick, you know, my friends gave it to me, it was the best birthday gifts I ever received. This is Zemwa. I can't get a touch on it. I'm gonna wear it to my wedding, and that's it. It's gonna be folded up, nice, casual, and I'll maybe wear it when I'm in Japan fishing. I'll get it nice and rusty, dusty, and dirty. Zemwa, be easy, and I'll catch you when the motherfucker's 29, not 30. Time for the Patreon special. Hello, and Zemwa, and welcome to the Patreon special. Zemwa. Why'd you do that? Why Zemwa? I can't be telling people about what you just drew there. She's like, Zemwa, keep it stern, keep it easy. And I'm like, it is. Every day of the week. The farther we get from apart, Fatima, Moshumi, Kiki, Zemwa. You have many names in my book, but Zemwa, you have to choose to take up the what? Zemwa? No, I broke. Why? Because there's 3 names that my eventual person, wherever they are in this universe, will go by. And that's Kiki, daughter of death, Moshumi, love of my life, the one who stole my heart, I'm sorry, not that one, and Fatima for the book. Zemwa, that's all. And then, yeah, it's actually a very interesting story. I was in rehab, and the reason why Kiki got her name was I was having a very good conversation with Daddy Death. You know, all praise, what's up? And actually, you know, Zemwa, good to see you, Captain. But yeah, I was having a conversation with Death, and he was like, do you really want to have your wife be like the daughter of Death? Do you really want that to happen, Jordan? Like, that's a heavy toll. And I was like, yeah, dude, come on, man, you already know me. Zemwa, we've been through this circuit before, man. The cycles have been going on for countless eons. Time is non-existent and irrelevant and doesn't exist. So what do you kind of want to do about that, man? And he's like, sure, give me this finger. And he literally broke my finger. It was not one of the most excruciating things, but it literally felt like death. You know how, like, the father of the daughter that you hope to, I'm a dude, and you get what I'm saying, you know, shake hands, and it's like, like you can feel the stern handshake, you can feel the power, like that's essentially what he did, but somehow using his fingers did this and broke mine. Because if you imagine, this is the finger for marriage, right? This because apparently the blood vein that is connected here connects directly to the heart, and I believe that's the lore behind it. This was death saying you are now connected to me as well forever on this hand. You know, again, this hand is cursed, blessed, cursed, same thing. It depends on perspective. Light, dark, you can't have one without the other. Zemwa, same thing. Light, dark, light. It's more of dark, light, and then dark, light. But that's a separate story for a different time. Yeah, it was like, all right, fine. Because in the lore of the Arurian's Lament, the main character, whose name is Sebi, named after Rusty, it means rusty. I believe Sebi means rusty in Japanese. He is Death's Kaishakunin. And a Kaishakunin, I think I've described this before, but I can say it again. And the ritualistic art of ceremonial suicide, ritualistic suicide, seppuku, it's very more dramatic, and I don't mean to make it light. It's a heavy toll, like, oof, I'm telling you, oof. There'd be a dude who would relieve your suffering at the end of it. There would be a dude who, after you stabbed yourself, gutted yourself, basically, and you wrote your last final poem, and you're wearing all white, I think, and everything does the beans, grits, and cornbread. You do the entire gambit. The man slices your head off, but if he's a good one, he leaves a little bit of the neck, so your head falls into your hands, and it's beautiful. It's amazing experience. He was Death's Kaishakunin. If you watch Soul Eater, Death Scythes, Death's Kaishakunins. They are the people who take out evil in this world. Sebi was Death's Kaishakunin and Death's Brush. I take up the name as Death's Brush because I can doodle things. I am no longer past life Jordan. Potentially, if you believe in it, was more of a Sebi, more of a a brutal man who had to dull the tip of his blade because he didn't want to. He wanted to use it only for the ritualistic practice of that. He didn't want to do it any other time. Sealed, But eventually, down the line, homie got so mortified of seeing all this death, because a lot of things die on a daily basis. Now imagine being Death's Kaishakunin. If death is the blade that you take yourself out with, Kaishakunin is the dude that takes you out, and death takes you. So just imagine that. Got so not fed up, but he needed a different outlet, so he picked up the pen and started doing sumi drawings. Something simple, not refined as in it's elitist, but simple and refined that he could focus on. And how I do it, I take a lot of Jordan's personal lore. Again, believe it or not, I believe it, and that's what's hot. So I take a lot of my personal lore from that entire practice, because a Kaishakunin is supposed to strike, but not fully cut. In my mind, at least. You're supposed to, again, cut it all the way until just a little bit is left so the head can do the thing. So when I do it, I do this. I go, oof. Oof. Damn, I like that one. That's a good one. That's Death saying, Jordan, do we have a deal? Are you back? And I'm like, yes. So I've always been here, man. Come on, man. It's me talking to Death. It could be anybody, but Zimble, I'm always here. I think the camera's going to restart too, so if it goes out, I'll restart it, and etc. But yeah, but I got fancy with it. I got a little bit too creative with my Kaishakunin nature. I would be the man that they would call the Scarecrow, because you would see me and you would be like, oh, he is a memento mori. He is a reminder of death. And the reason they called me the Scarecrow in the lore of Jordan's past life was because I would not, how am I trying to describe this? I would make it beautifully horrific how you died. You know how a scarecrow gets left out in the field like this and just kind of just it was something akin to that. It's more of like, all right, we're getting like really deep into some dark shit now. You can choose to like click off again. Choose to believe or not to believe. Choose to do this or not to do this. Jordan is a very 50-50 split. I'm not saying this is. I'm saying this could have been. The universe is full of choices, my friend. Continuing on and forward. I would make it beautiful, horrific. I would leave you out as death's gift, man. I had a way. It was called a crucifixion. And remember, this is all to build the fiction. So anyway, Zemwa, 1 through here, and it would be a pike, because I have a pike in my fucking tool shed, not in my tool shed, in my garage, in my studio. It's Pax. I don't know if you've ever seen him, but he's a stick, and he's a big one. Pike, pike, and then pike through the back of the neck right here to plant you down, and then I would talk to D-Easy or Death, and that's actually going to be my license plate. I have to remember that. And the thing is, I got so good at it over centuries that I was able to spin Death's scythe on my finger like this. Like this. And then I would do this. Whip it up in the air. It would go like this. And then you would go like that. And you would be left out in the field. But, and this is why you wait till the end, friends. That was for the worst people in life. That was for the people that needed to stare at the sun. Namu. Okay, the music literally cut right there. That's just the universe being like, mic drop. I'm gonna restart the music. Just give me like a hot second. That's why you pay attention to the end, folks. You guys were like, he just did this to people. I'm like, no, those were for like the worst people imaginable. Satan himself. Because there's a saying that I always say, some people just need to stare at the sun until their eyes burn out. Why? Because they just should not have the ability to see. Really? People wish death on people all the time. I never wish death on people, man. Say this, man. And it's a heavy statement, but don't be quick on the trigger. You know? Yeah, and then the crows outside being like, listen up. And I'm like, listen. If you wish death on someone, if you really think a person like, let's say, Donald Trump deserves to die, you, the person who the words came out of their mouth, should be willing to not only pull the trigger, to take the gun, put it to his head, do this, have the bullet fly out, sheath the gun, take out your sword, give it to him, and say, all right, now you do it. Really? Yeah. And I want to watch. Yeah. That is how. There is an entire lore and story that Jordan builds. This is the process of me figuring out the book. I don't write the book until I'm like 45, man. I'm serious. Life is long, and if God, the universe, death, or Sig Horace don't take me, oof, your boy's pushing like 70. So, you know, knock on wood, Lord willing. I'm here for a grip. You're here for a grip too. I'm just saying, man. You know, I'm an OG kaishakuni. You know, the art of kaishaku. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's kaishakuni. Like that. One stroke. And this is my one stroke. Now, the important part is what do you see? That's why I always add one for God and one for D. It's a koi fish. One for God and one for D. See if that can center up. That is, I'm sorry it's not focusing, but life goes on. That is my 3-stroke koi fish. I am working on a 1-stroke koi fish. Sue me if you really don't. If you're like, man, this guy's literally insane. We should lock him up. I'm like, okay. Sounds good. I haven't been locked up, but I've been like locked in. Psych ward like 9 times. Those are my people, man. Like, but you know what I would do if I was ever in prison? Sorry to just like completely go on a tangent. I would hope to God that I'm not even gonna get into that because that's gonna get into politics and zemwa. I don't need that shit. But zemwa. This might be the end. Anyway. Zemwa, little story time. Zemwa, little art time. And Zemwa, little reflection time. Zemwa, who are you? I am Death's Kaishakunin, also known as the Kaishakunin of Smoke. Why? Because my art, not necessarily all of this, more of this, looks like smoke. This is a very good example, actually, but you can't probably see it. It looks like smoke. It looks like it was just smoke in the air. Now, why are you called the Kaishakunin of Smoke? Because at the end of the day, Jordan, will meet you where and light you a cigarette, a blunt, whatever you want. Really? Yeah, every day of the week. People are like, this guy's fucking insane, he's crazy, he's talking about all this shit. I'm like, dude, once again, the picture in the front, that's who I am. Give it time. Like, chief, like it's young homie. Like, that's me. That's me. It's my background, homie. Like, that's me. I'm like one of the nicest. If you can get past, Wolfgang, who is now named Oak, that's my demon that haunts me. If you can get past the oak, the largest oak tree, if you could get past Honey, then motherfucker, you're in the money. You get to meet Froggy Boy. You get to meet Young Man. Sorry. Music cut again. I'm usually better than this. I try to be professional, but Zemwa, life goes on. Continuing on. One of the nicest motherfuckers you will meet. One of the most genuine there for you when he is not in his own head or a hair. One of the most nicest motherfuckers you will ever meet. I'm serious. Ask my friends. They're like, yeah, Jordan's a treat. It's a fucking delight. I try to be a good person because I've seen so much darkness. I've seen how horribly we treat each other and how awful I have treated myself. And I'm like, I don't need that shit in my life. I don't need that. I'm going to be, what, Sarah? Moisturized and in my lane every day. Just the same. Why? Because at the end of the day, Jordan, not yet. I want to own a record shop. And I want to chop it up. I want to play guitar. I want to write. I want to do this. I want to travel. Again, donate. These are the type of stories that come with like later Patreon specials. And I think I'm always going to make them free. Because I don't feel like posting another video and making it exclusive. I want it to be inclusive. So honestly, Patreon special, officially, if you made it to around 30 minutes, woof, always free. But please, donate. Again, if Jordan wants to travel, talk to you, do all this stuff, he needs money. I want to leave my job so I can do this as my job and hopefully have another job here and there. So then one day when I own the record shop in New Jack City that is called whatever the fuck, Pink's, like in that movie, and you walk in and you just see Jordan vibing with his friend Kevin and Sarah and a whole bunch of other of the Chuck's homies, just making tea, and we're literally just listening to music like this, and everybody's like, what's up, Wakaka? Welcome to Wakakaka Vacaciones. And what does that mean? That is old school J slang for what the fuck is up, motherfucker. Let me pour you some tea. Welcome to your vacation. Take anything, it's on me. Because I know that the homies got me at the end of the day. Just want to tell you, I do paintings for fun. I am a Kaishakunin in a past life, okay? That's it. Call me Obito? No. If I get with a certain person, homies, Obito. She's Kakashi. But Zemwa, we don't need that shit, G. That's manic shit. That's later. For now, Sebi, Rusty, if you want to call me by any name. Buck's truck is for my son, actually. You're like, yeah, he's a cool kid, damn. What's the other name I go by? Oh no, that means the axe. And literally just say it in English. What does it say? Oh no. And you're like, oh no? And they're like, oh no. And I'm like, oh no. My name is Sebi Oh no on Instagram. Post art. like all the time. Go check it out. And all of them are for sale, by the way, if I can find them. Most of them are for sale. Just pay for shipping and I'll just send it to you. Honestly, I can make 1,000,002 of these. The more exclusive pieces, exclusive. The pieces that mean more to me, I will ask for a little bit of money because I'm like, it's my heart. You know, but still, donate. And if you donate, it's fine. If I can make enough money to travel and just kind of vibe and hang out with you guys and do all this stuff, and Jordan feels a little bit of like heartbreak, but if Jordan can find a way to make it all happen, which he believes in God and the universe, and my time's coming up, but he believes in God and the universe and all that stuff, all that junk, it will. And I believe that for you too. Remember, you have past lives if you choose to believe in it, my dude. Create the story for you. Alright guys, sign off time. This has been a long one, but I hope you enjoy. This has been your boy Roy. Roy? No, he's on Mars. Smoking bars, not Xanax, clown a pin. I'll catch you guys. Remember, take a sip of gin and recognize that it's always been within. See you, Stardust. Right on time. Oof! That one's gravy. I have to have the music go a little bit longer because I can't stand silence. There you go. The one I just drew was Jordan. It's my wife. It's Jordan taking off a mask, saying, this is actually a side of me that exists. It's not multiple personality disorder or anything crazy. It's just a thing that exists. It's a lion with a different mane. It's me. Death. Okay. It's Death saying, and I still have your finger. And I'm like, yeah, I get a tattoo. Do you know in a... Oh, that's a bird. Oh, this set is beautiful. I like this set. Jesus Christ. Keep playing the music. I'm gonna... Silence is weird. Yeah, last one. And then I'm out. Because that's between us. I love you. So, much love. Alright, much love. Be easy. Take care. I'll catch you guys later. You don't have to do your hair. Zemwa. I like it in a bun. Making sure that what? Life brings fun. Go talk to someone. I forgot. Support Envoy. He needs musical equipment. I would like this man who allows me to use his beats so I don't have to deal with copyright bullshit. To do the thing, man. To do the thing. Come on. If anything, Envoy beats. This is called Wildflower. Zemwa. It's a good one. I had to edit it and chop it and do a little bit of stuff so it could loop, but that's it. Goodbye. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. And then you discover the secret at the end. Jesus Christ, it's so easy. Anyway, bye.